asshole?
Your middle class hole.
I'll talk about this chair. Larry King ain't got shit on me.
Woo wee! I was headed to work a couple days ago, driving in, and forgot my laptop in my bag. Not that far down the road, just far enough to be like, "You idiot, you moron."
Dumb.
I had to circle back, and I saw. All right, it was someone, a young man. I presume he was headed to work because he had laptop bag over. Had looked semi-professional, as professional as people look anymore. I think dress codes and looking formal going to work is a thing of the past. But he was flying, and by flying I mean going like 30 to 35 miles an hour on one of those single-wheeled with two pedals on the side of the wheel. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah. No, I want one of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's equal parts fascinating and disturbing to me because. Yeah, it's almost nothing. It's a wheel and two pedals or two foot stands or something like that. This dude's flying. Again, I say flying. It's relative. 30 miles an hour.
That's flying when you're standing on a plank with a wheel that's in the center that's being balanced by microprocessors. Yeah, that's moving at a rather rapid clip.
It was. I just wow. Look at that go. And it was. Yeah, Frank. I had not seen one. Like that in the wild. It was nice.
Those things you can take off road too. They're $1,000. I think they get like 16 hours with a charge. Like you're basically standing on probably a highly flammable, highly toxic battery pack, and then it's got like these microprocessors in there. When you stand on it, you lean forward, you're gone. Doing apparently 30 flying, not flying. According to Wes, and
I mean, that's moving for being 6 inches from the ground.
I was going to say, fast enough to where if something bad happened, you could fuck yourself up royally. Now, you could do that on one of these scooters that the cities have, but again, they govern those to only go 15.1 miles an hour. You can get a little more speed going downhill. Motorcycle, I mean, I don't know. This just seemed a lot.
I'm thinking like skateboard or longboard. Longboard, I absolutely fucking move 30 miles per hour. Fucking
right.
But if I have a longboard, move more than that actually, if you have the right one. But yeah,
the thing is with a longboard though, you actually have to have some functional athletic skill in order to control yourself. Because I got on a guy's longboard one time, and I'm pretty agile, but I'm just like I'm moving maybe only like 15 miles an hour, but I'm like, all right, how do we slow this puppy down? Because you got to put a foot down. You got to what do you got to do here? But no, what they do is they slide the ass end out and they go like sideways. Yep. Like, what the fuck? I can't do that with this one wheel. You know what you do? You lean back. That's it. You lean back and you slow to a stop. That's it. And that's what all morons can do with some relevant balance.
Yeah. It was neat. It was neat. You say $1,000. What are these things called? Robo wheels?
Wheel.
No, they're literally called one wheel.
One wheel, one word. Yeah, I always think of what was the character in DuckTales? Robo Duck.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you doing this to me? What? It wasn't Robo Duck.
Duck Bill Platypus.
Dude, we got to find this out.
Okay.
Because he was like RoboCop, but he was a duck, and he was that real doofy dude. Yeah. And then when he yelled the name, all the parts would come flying to him like Iron Man 2?
Well, yeah, so
3.
A Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo Duck, there you go.
Gizmo Duck.
Fenton Craxwell, character who was introduced in the second season of DuckTales. He later made guest appearances as a spit-off Darkwing Duck. Yeah, he had that single wheel. That's what I think of when I see those things.
Yeah, man. Look, the future is now, dude. I mean, we can do it. We can damn near do everything. And I know we're going to talk about it probably later on in the show. But when I saw that Elon Musk was parading out the next generation of the generation of artificial intelligence for home use, like that stupid robot in Rocky 4 or Rocky 3, I'm sorry. I was like, it looks humanoid. It's amazing. We can do anything now. We can do anything. I just hope I live long enough for anything that we can do to actually be functional and fun to use.
Okay. A little.
This is to circle back. You've heard the term riding a bike. Yeah, it's like riding a bike, except. And Dewey told me this years ago. He was on a familiar hill. That's something that when he was a kid, he would get as much speed as he could going down it. Fearless, no helmet, just going. Basically, I want to see how fast this fucker will go. But as an adult, and by an adult I mean over 20 years old, when you get back on a bike and you haven't been on one in a few years. So he went down the same hill, and it was met with like a lot of handbraking, like wasn't he forgot how to ride a bike, knew how to ride a bike, but certainly wasn't taking the unnecessary risks. And again, maybe that's adding a couple of years or a couple seconds worth of rational thought.
I've got two tales for you, Wes. Okay, are you aware of Canal Road, Port Deposit?
I feel like I should be. I may have traveled down
long, windy roads off of Liberty Grove, goes all the way down to the Port Flats, and it's just windy. And it's got that steep ass. Okay,
yes,
I went down that. Almost no brakes on a 10-speed and no helmet. Thought I was going to die several times. And then the other one I went down is the big Port Hill, the one that goes straight down, like literally into town.
Yeah,
that's a 30% grade. My brother drove his truck next to me. He's like, I want to see how fast you can go. He was doing 65 in the truck, and I was pulling away from him.
Jesus Christ, man.
I rode the brakes, and I still wasn't stopping. Had to, like, sit on the bar and put my feet down and melted the rubber on the bottom of my shoes, just trying to stop. And right when I got to the post office, it was like into the fucking intersection. I should be dead. I had the speed wobbles and everything, and you very rarely get speed wobbles on a fucking 10-speed.
No, you don't.
They're not designed for that. Those
the wobbles on a bicycle is just silly.
The bikes that we bought weren't designed. Rarely are the bikes that the pros in the Tour de France ride. Tour de France, depending upon who you talk to. Those aren't designed for 65, 60, 70 miles an hour worth of action. And you were doing it, what, in some fucking Huffy?
No, it was my dad lied to himself, I guess, when he was in his early 40s and said he was gonna bike around like Cecil County, and then so we had like what would be the 1985 equivalent to a very low end, professional bike. But yeah. But how fast do they go Tour de France? Like, what are they like designed for then?
I don't know. I think they might actually get to some of those speeds there, but they're in like the French Alps and shit.
Yeah, we were like going downhill. Okay, yeah. Maybe they are. Maybe those pro athletes on bikes that were designed. Okay, so you had a 1985 Peugeot or Polaroid or Schwinn, and your 12-year-old self was like, "Watch me go."
I think I was 15 because my brother was driving. Yeah.
Visions of Greg LeMond.
Here you go. Because I like fast facts. You know that. The fastest recorded speed in the Tour de France is 63.1 miles per hour. Came from German Niels Pollitt while descending Col de Vars during stage 18, naturally, of the race.
Niels Pollitt, American translation is giant dong, if you didn't know that, by the way.
He was definitely in a fucking bodysuit of the German flag.
So the helmet that looks like the shit from Flight of the Navigator, except turned around. Yeah. Familiar with those.
So I was competing with Tour de France riders in Port Deposit wearing no helmet, a Quicksilver shirt, and Nike shoes with the laces tucked inside.
Yeah.
not even tied on.
The height of safety when biking.
I was going to say.
Definitely not tying or securing your laces.
Could have written a movie about that. That's the climax. Young Andrew faces his fear, the Port Hill, at 65 miles an hour.
I think that's the problem. Is I had no fear, because if I even attempted to just to tilt the front wheel over the crest of that hill at this point in my life, like, nope, we're done here. Just throw the back of the truck. I'll do 65 back to the house.
Christ. And then you said peeled all the rubber off the bottom of your shoes. Just had those puppies just on the ground, both flat-footed for what, 50 yards?
Probably longer than that. and they weren't like molten, but they were tacky, and I could feel the heat like through the soles of my shoes.
Did your brother make you bike home?
No, I think he actually let me throw it in the back of the truck, and I wasn't climbing that hill. Jesus God. If inertia took me to 65 going down, and imagine, like, you've seen the legs of these Tour de France guys. They're not even muscle when they're done riding uphill. They're just vein.
That's true. That's not wrong at all.
Ride around Cecil County. I know a few people that have done the bike Iowa. We talked about that on the podcast about a year ago. Remember they were doing away with that race. Not a race. It's not even. It's like they don't. It's called a race, but no one. There's no place. There's no win, place, or show.
I do recall talking about this.
Yeah, there was some controversy about why they were ending it. It had. God.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know. We're not. We haven't really stayed abreast of our Iowa.
Well, I have family there. They're probably kicking me or kicking themselves, and then they're going to kick me.
Yeah. We probably lost the listeners because you didn't stay up on the fucking Iowa Times or whatever the publication is in.
I think it's the Tribune.
What, Des Moines? Is that what?
Yeah.
Well, by the way, Alan, you may or may not be aware of this, but see, here in Cecil County, like, you basically have to bridge in and bridge out no matter where you are, and over the Hayden
Cecil sucks. No offense.
Over the Hayden Memorial Bridge, which is what links Perryville to Havre de Grace, there is these weekend warriors who could never do well. We can't do the scenic bike run because there's no bikes allowed on the Hayden Bridge. They put up this big fucking fight, and they ended up like putting like a bike lane. No, they didn't put a bike lane on the bridge. They decided it was too narrow for that. They designed all these lights, these blinking lights, so if the bicyclists are on the bridge, you have to get in a different lane. All that. First day that they decided to try to, the inaugural push across the bridge, the open joints on the bridge caught a wheel, and some bitch fucking face planted on the Hayden Memorial Bridge. And since then, I have never seen a bicyclist on that bridge.
Huh. That's funny.
This is the Route 40 bridge, by the way, over the Susquehanna.
No, I think I have heard of such a story. I don't know if that. I mean, I've hung around enough of you Cecil Tuckians that someone might have told me that story. It sounds familiar, but hey, fuck them. I as a bike rider myself, like, I picked it up during quarantine, I guess we can refer to it as. Fucking, like, I don't even like being on the street. I'm a sidewalk rider, and that's technically illegal. My wife likes to tell me that all the time, but I say fuck it, because cars are way bigger than me, and I kind of don't like wearing a helmet. So I'm a fucking rule breaker, man. I grew up like you guys said, riding a bike literally everywhere. Like, that was our mode of transportation.
Isn't it amazing, though, how quickly it stops?
What?
You get your license, and then voila, the
you're
bike,
just like, I never rode a bike again, and never really realized it.
You can almost give the bike away. I remember my mom asking me, like, "What do you want me to do with this?" I don't give a fuck. Sell the yard sale. I can get it.
Why do you still have it?
Burn that shit.
Made room. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy, but if you haven't been bicycling recently, you should. It's good for your cardiovascular health.
I was going to, at one point, when I was biking to work, when I worked in the city still, and I wrecked a couple, bought a shitty one that fell apart. And by wreck a couple, I mean I went off of a curb, and the front tire all the way up to the bolts went into a storm drain. Like, man, and I didn't sit here and not saying I'm some sort of ninja or nimble person, but like instinctively enough did a roll out of it, and still kind of skinned myself up, and it's like, God damn it, and like just like really, really pry that puppy out of the storm drain, and it bent the fucking rim to shit. Anyway, I told my mom about needing a bike. She said I could find one at a yard sale. How am I going to get it to you? And I don't recall why she couldn't drive it down. Either she didn't have the transportation that could fit a bike in it like that. I had come up with some plan that I was going to get it to Havre de Grace, and then I said I was going to ride it from on Route 40 from Havre de Grace to Baltimore. And I say I could do that. And yeah, Dewey and Yanko were like, are you fucking nuts? You'll get to Edgewood and you'll call one of us. I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
100%.
I'm good. I get that.
How far is that mileage? Like 40 miles?
Route 40. Give me a moment.
I mean, actually, I don't know. Look at that up because you'd be surprised how far one can go on a bicycle, especially if you're in decent shape. Like, it's not that fucking hard.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I'm a big proponent to, like, if you're looking for a way to exercise, use a bicycle, America. Bicycles are great.
But America's not made for bicycles. It's just not.
Nah,
I'd like it.
Fuck people.
But you can't. There's no sidewalk on Route 40.
Oh,
by the way,
I mean, that's just you got to choose your paths wisely. Is all I'm saying.
There's there's enough shoulder on Route 40 from Havre Grace to Baltimore once you get into the city. Now, once you start biking around West Baltimore,
yeah, exactly, and not even just. It's not even like the roadway or the cars that I'd be concerned with. They feel like it'd be about all the people like, yo, where'd you get that bike? Yard sale?
Actually, my mother bought it for me. Interesting story.
Definitely going to be pink.
So what I'm gathering, it's about, to Center City, it's about 35.6 miles. And by bike, we're looking at about 3 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think you could do it.
I thought so. Of course, I'm biased, but
well, I mean, look, I'm just saying you're far more in shape than I, and I can fucking bang out like 10 to 12, like no problem. I haven't really pushed myself, but I'm fairly certain I could do like 20.
Maybe it wasn't necessarily
not that hard.
Maybe it wasn't necessarily a thing of I couldn't do it. I just know that probably by somewhere between the Edgewood Joppatown area, I'd have been like, this is a mistake.
Oh no, it would probably suck. I mean, and especially if you are on like a yard sale purchase bike, like third hand, like you didn't even buy it from the yard sale and be like, that looks like I want to sit on it, make sure it feels like a good size for me. Your mom could have just picked up a fucking small bike. It was like, here you go. This is you, guy.
It's got 3 speeds.
That would suck. So yeah.
I'm not questioning like your physical ability to pull off the feat. I just test your mental state about, you said 3 hours and 45 minutes?
3 hours and 5 minutes.
3 hours and 5 minutes. So I'm going to say at about the 1 hour, 15 minute mark, that's when Wes Fox says, fuck this, and pulls out his cell phone.
Yeah. Or even, this was like 08, 09. I mean, I had a cell phone, but I might even started hitchhiking. Might even put the old thumb up. Never done that before. Never. I've picked up hitchhikers, but one. There's a couple, so I don't know.
That's an unsafe practice. Don't do that.
I got into a habit of doing it for a summer, and I had one weirdo, and I was like, okay, I get it now.
Oh, really?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn. Like a habit in the summer. What was the usual route or route?
I was usually driving back from like the northeast area to Conowingo, and I would see like somebody on 40 or just walking up the road with like a duffel bag, and I had the truck, so it'd always be like, yeah, you want to ride? Just throw the bag in the back. And then I got some guy who asked me a lot. I was like, yeah, I live on this road, so that's because, and he lived on the same road as I did, and he asked me like 50 times which house mine was, and I was like, all right, man, it's right. And I was like, oh, it was right back there. Oh, which one? I was like, it's hard to describe. Just where you going, man? That was the last time I picked up a hitchhiker. But the best time I picked up a hitchhiker, I was on Tome Highway, and it was starting to rain out, and I noticed that there was a car broken down about a mile back, and I was like, hey, man, can I give you a ride somewhere? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to the Rising Sun Middle School. I took him to the middle school, Wes, and it might even have been one of your high school basketball games. I happened to have picked up the referee. As soon as he got out of my truck, he took his jacket off, and he had the stripes on.
I'm gonna go call some fouls, call some technicals. Oh, shit. Middle class holes, everyone. Murr, Allen, Boxman, thank you for joining us here on this late October evening or morning or afternoon, depending upon when you listen to us. So, getting right to
October, are we banking these?
Did I say October?
Yeah, you fucking did.
August, man. I had half an IPA. These aren't kicking in. We're getting into it, man. Listen, I'm thinking ahead, all right? August, whatever you want, whatever time you want it to be. We try to make these timeless these days. So, our favorite, I guess, billionaire. Well, no, he's not. You're a Bezos guy, right, Murr?
Fuck no.
No, he's a Musk dude. I don't think is anyone a Bezos guy.
Yeah, no. I'm a Musketeerian, buddy.
That's weird.
You are the.
That's a weird name for it.
You are the.
I think it works.
You are the Martin Short of the three Musketeers.
Like Muskies.
Oh yeah, I guess Musketeer would make it better.
Or Musketeer, yeah.
So recently here at what was called Tesla's Artificial Intelligence AI Day this past a week ago, last Thursday, Musk warned of a, quote, Terminator-like AI apocalypse now that he's building Tesla's robot. Saw the videos. These fucking things are wild. Backflips, back handsprings. They're doing plyometrics. The electric vehicle company, which developed a humanoid robot prototype dubbed Tesla Bot. So on this day, he goes on. He's showing everyone what it can do. All the large, flashy projects that are taking place at Tesla. Though intended to be friendly, Musk said, "quote I just keep an eye out for what's going on with artificial intelligence." Musk told CNBC's Closing Bell. There have been movies about this, like the Terminator. There's some scary outcomes. I don't know. Is he trolling? Is he trying to plant the seed? Is he being goofy? Is he joking around about this? Or do you think he's legitimately worried about these? Then why is he building them?
Because he wants to get on the forefront. He wants to be the one that he's so scared of it, but he's aware that it's going to happen whether he's the initial god of AI or not. So he would prefer to be the one because he feels that his intentions are altruistic and that others may not be. So if he gets ahead of the game, then he might create the friendly robot that others may not.
Yeah. You ever seen that Will Smith movie, I, Robot? It's basically that. It's that old guy.
That's a good movie. I haven't seen that.
That old guy made some AI robots, and then they kind of started to, become sentient and fucking do their own thing. And then the main AI that governs all of the robots decided it was going to kill him. And then Will Smith figured it out because that's what he does.
Kind of was it space? Not space.
Yeah. So in this scenario, Musk is the old guy with the white beard. I can't give you the actor. I'm not Wes on this one.
Alan Alda.
No, it's definitely not Alan Alda. I know who that is.
I know who. It's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, but yeah, that Musk is that guy. So he's gonna build it because he knows it's gonna benefit society, but then ultimately destroy it, and it'll probably kill him.
Yeah. Kill him.
It's definitely gonna kill him.
Okay.
Nah, because he'll be on Mars by then. I don't know.
It'll kill him on Mars. Do you think he's not taking the AI with him to Mars?
That's a fair point.
That's if Timothy Olyphant doesn't do it first. But hey, that's neither here nor there.
But I wish Musk didn't have that choppy stage presence that he has. He's not the best public speaker in the world. You can tell that he's thinking 45 different things while he's speaking the sentence. And he's it's almost like he's running a program in his brain. And so his mouth gets tripped up while he's talking. But he's, the actuators that we have in the arms and legs, they'll only allow it to move 5 miles per hour because, just in case. And then he starts chuckling to himself because he knows that he's implying that the robot might one day try to kill you. And so they're going to purposely make it slow enough for you to walk away from if it does get out of control. So he is building this with some caution in mind. But I think the most fascinating part of this, all of the technology in the robot, is the technology that is in the Tesla cars. He is simply removing the computer from the car and giving it a new body. So your car is already what they're going to be putting out for the AI robot. It's just it doesn't have a car body. It now has a humanoid body.
So what?
That's wild.
And that's what I think changes things is that the smart car doesn't have thumbs. And giving that intelligence thumbs is probably risky.
Yeah.
It's super risky, probably.
Even at 5 miles an hour, it does a back handspring, which maybe 5% of every human can do.
Right.
Maybe.
So what? Like, there isn't AI professional sports. So what? We have AI. Like, it's fucking. Or maybe there is AI. But all right. But back to my point. iRobot. Okay, all AI, Terminator. What do they tend to always do? Override fail safes. So, I mean, I appreciate it, Musk, but you're really just taking us to our doom, which, I'm here for. We're doing it anyway.
Yeah, I know.
We're doing it one way or another.
Did you watch any news today? Like, shit's going down, man. The world's falling apart.
I try not to.
You shouldn't. It's a good idea.
Yeah,
but
don't. Nothing's going on in Australia. Nothing. Not at all. Don't worry about that.
Or any other A countries, for that matter. No, but I do like what he's. I mean, I like it, man. I don't know. It's inevitable. It's just the slow march to sentient. That's what we do, man. That's what we do. We're builders. We build. We refine. We make things better. We've got computers. We've got machines. Now it's time to merge the machines with the computers. It's going to happen. And he did mention, not yet, but in like a couple decades, he's like, we need to start looking at universal basic income. Essentially what he's saying is, like, a lot of your trades are going to go away because we're just going to send these fucking robots in to, like, build shit. And so imagine walking down the street and just seeing a bunch of these things just constructing a building. I mean, It would suck for construction workers, but I guess that's what...
And I'd like to think about, I mean, if they are that smart, and you said, think about a lot of these things coming down the street and singing do-I-diddy-diddy-dum-diddy-do while they're going to build the building. I mean, that shit would be, I would make my day. I got my coffee in hand, like, damn, you go, robot 1 through 7. Look at you. Go bang some nails. What's that?
Working for the weekend? Like, any number of hits. Even though they don't have weekends because they're robots. So they build.
Just program them to think they do. Sunday through Monday and Saturday.
How long do you think it takes until like a robot rights group starts?
A union?
Start unionizing robots. Or do robot tradesmen just assume all the positions of power in the labor unions that exist?
We can't figure out our own.
Shoot.
So
think about. Oh no! I mean, they're going to do it better than us.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the question on everybody's mind is how long until the AI robots lay it down and get dirty with their human owners.
I have seen in iRobot when that one is really going to town on some carrots. That would be money. Be like, hey, look, I want quarter sliced radishes. And I want julienned red peppers. Here you go. Thank you. All right.
Dude.
Just throw them away.
I mean, just having one around the house, man. Like, just, they...
Clean up.
Hey,
walk the dog.
Yeah, go walk the dog. And when you come back in, I need a beer. Go ahead and put one in the freezer for the next 30 minutes. Or when you give me my second one, that's where it'll be. I don't know, man. Drive me to work. Well, in my robot car that drives itself anyway, so I don't fucking know, man. Hey, Piggy, give me a piggyback ride.
Cuddle with my wife after I have sex with her so I can sleep.
Go mow the grass. Hey, shave my balls the way I like it. You know how.
If you give it can you give it too difficult a task? Like
a meat seek.
Like a meat seek situation?
Right.
Like
two strokes off my golf game. Can you help me?
Assume you don't watch Rick and Morty, but yeah, there's a scenario where he makes a box where you hit a button and this thing called a Meatheeks pops up, and you can basically give it a task or ask it a question, and once it fulfills its task, it just disappears. So you can have infinity of them. So what would the conundrum then be? Like, could you give it a task? Because in the show, Jerry asks him to take 2 strokes off his golf game, which is impossible for Jerry because he's an idiot, and mayhem ensues.
Rick warned him, and them did not. It has to be a minute task.
It has to be a very simple task.
I would like to be a more complete woman. I would like 2 strokes off my golf game. Yeah.
So yeah, is that a possible scenario?
I'm sure it would just tell you, like, I'm sorry, I'm not capable of that.
I can't see that. See, that's whack. I want you to keep trying, robot. Figure it out. You're supposed to be fucking human smart.
Yeah, but like Wes said, like you could. That's a task it could probably handle. Like, hey, I need these baby carrots. I need them cut up into quarter inch each, and they would probably be spot on quarter inch every one of them.
Right.
Hey, I need those onions diced julienne style and put into I don't know, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Get the oven nice and hot. Come get me when they're caramelized.
Well, you could program it to start cooking while you're waking up. You know, get some coffee made. Well, you can make that. You can do that now ahead of time. But you know, you wake up to the sweet smell of some bacon, some eggs, some toast.
Yeah, I love how we're trying to think of like ways we could utilize this most advanced creature that's ever roamed planet Earth for tasks like as gigantic as building the next skyscraper that humans aren't capable of doing. But yeah, maybe some eggs. Have them on my bed when I crack my fucking crusty eyes open tomorrow.
What the fuck is this? I said over easy. You dumb son of a. Moving on to a much more, I like to call it a controversial topic. I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge of this. Nirvana, or the surviving members of the band once known as Nirvana, sued by Baby from Nevermind album artwork for child pornography. A gentleman known as Spencer Eldon is suing the band for child sexual exploitation, saying he was unable to consent to having his image used in the iconic 1991 album. Eden claims he has suffered from, quote, lifelong damages, and says his legal guardians never signed a release authorizing the use of any images of Spencer or his likeness, and certainly not of commercial child pornography depicting him. I mean, this is an iconic, at least in my eyes, an iconic album cover. Controversial, yes. It's a baby, okay? There's a lot. It's a baby, but whatever. He has a right to do so. This is America. People have sued for much less. So your thoughts on what's that?
So you have a right to sue for whatever.
Sure.
If you want to spend money and stuff, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, does he have a case? Given I read the article, there's some interesting factoids in there that I didn't name, but I'll give you your thoughts on his initial claim as to his parents exploiting him. Now suing the band for it didn't give a dollar figure. So I guess right now we're still in the early stages of his claim.
Okay, first of all, this is definitely a topic for our legal counsel, and we will definitely be forwarding this along to him. Second, I have a feeling that neither Kurt Cobain, Chris Novoselic, or Dave Grohl took a naked baby and just randomly threw it into a pool with their photographer floating underneath with a snorkel. I don't think that happened, so obviously there was some consent, whether it was on paperwork or not. The other thing is this guy has, like, for years, for like the last 10 years, like, taken a picture of himself next to the album cover, like on Facebook, like, hey, it's me, I'm another year older. I have a feeling homeboy either developed a drug problem or just realized, like, fuck, man, how can I get paid for this? And now he's old enough to realize that we can sue for anything in America. And in this woke environment that we live in, where Dave Grohl is probably damn near a billionaire, he might be able to squeeze some cash out of him and finally get a payday for, 30 years.
Right.
So fuck this guy. And it's an innocent photo. God, wasn't there a time where people were grateful just to be, like, immortalized like this?
Okay, so we will keep the question or the topic of whether or not he has a case for our legal counsel and asking for a friend. We'll just talk about his decision to do such a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Murray. It's just he's just trying to get some money. I mean, nobody actually cares. I feel like strangely enough, there probably is some kind of, like, I don't think it's this child pornography thing is going to work. So the straightforward answer legal wise, I think, will be like, no, this case is going nowhere. But if he sued, like, civilly for, like, maybe artistic license, you know what I mean? Like, that's him, and nobody ever really paid him for it. I could see that probably flying, and him maybe getting paid, or really just them settling and being like, here, dude, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? And beat it. But, like, no, nothing's going to happen from this.
It's not mentioned. But
and fucking Murr's bigger point is he has been for fucking however many years being like, that's me. he's been hitting on girls that way. He's been like, "Hey, did you know I'm the baby on the fucking Nevermind cover?"
It
And
got
like,
big. It got bigger, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's mad that he's not getting laid anymore as a result of it. The people he's hitting on are like, wait, what? Nirvana? Never
People-
mind.
Yeah, he's still hitting on young chicks, and they're like, "What? I didn't know what. I have a T-shirt, but I didn't know what that was. So
Right.
now get out of my face."
I also wonder if he had just approached the band members about it's like give me, but hey man, like come on, I'm kind of iconic, don't I deserve some piece of the pie too? That I don't think is unreasonable. Maybe he has, and they just said fuck off.
I feel like Dave Grohl is the kind of guy. Like maybe you get a ticket to the concert, or maybe you hit him up like a DM him on Twitter or Facebook or something. Just be like, "Hey Dave, it's the kid from the photo. I'm going to be at the show tonight. Think I can come backstage and meet you to get a picture?" I'm sure he'd be like, "Yeah, cool." And then be like, "Hey man, I've kind of fallen on hard times. You know, you guys made a crap ton of money off of merchandise sales and album sales and poster sales. Like, is there any equivalent that you guys could just offer me? I don't want to like sue you guys, but I need some money, and I was just wondering if my likeness is worth something to you." And then you'd probably be like, "Yeah, man, and what do you need?" Like, like I just don't feel like it would be that big an ask, considering how, the vast amount of wealth these guys have amassed, in their years.
Right. This is assuming we're assuming he didn't do that.
I guarantee he didn't do that.
Okay, fair enough.
He didn't do that. That sounds like a lot of work.
He also had Nevermind tattooed, not the album cover, but just the words Nevermind across his chest. I don't know if
That's
you read
my point. Like he's been using that to his advantage. I think he probably gotten paid in companionship throughout the years just by just that.
Like, okay, to claim child pornography, like, God, I don't want to get dark here, but like, if someone assaulted you in a very dastardly way, I have a feeling you wouldn't get their name tattooed on your chest.
That's a good point.
Also true.
That's a good point. I actually I not downloaded. I grabbed up some stuff. Okay, it's the most controversial album covers of all time. Am I allowed to screen share this? I mean, we're not using this for. Are we going to get sued?
No.
Say something like that. Like this
is not for our likeness. We're just sharing screen covers. We do not attempt to make any money. We have not created these screen covers. And if you want to, we'll sue you. We will sue you back. We will see you back.
We won't see you back. Don't say that.
All right. Beatles, Yesterday and Today, 1966. You have these, the Beatles with decapitated plastic porcelain babies and what looks to be lamb or meat chops hanging over them in I don't know, like Dr. Not scrubs. What do you call those?
I'm more disturbed by George Harrison's face than I am the Mangled Babies.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to keep this going. Jimi Hendrix, The Experience, Electric Ladyland. A lot of nude chicks. That looks like a fun time.
Yeah,
I dig that.
Not at all.
And we get Yoko Ono and John Lennon, the Unfinished Music Experience. Just those two hanging out. A lot of hair in the 60s, 70s. Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet, 1968. Is it because of the hand there? It says love?
No, it's because of the toilet.
Yeah, I think it's the
That's
toilet.
it.
Whatever. Okay.
Back in that time, like
Blind Faith, self-titled, 1969. Is that girl underaged?
They put
oh yeah.
Okay.
So.
They put a thing over, censored over her chest.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't. They did. The website did that because the website doesn't want to get sued.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, the real cover shows everything that you're not supposed to see.
Rolling Stone, Sticky Fingers, 1971. It just shows a bulge. Is that Mick Jagger's pants? Don't know. Sticky Fingers, I get it. You're squeaking one off. David Bowie, Diamond Dogs. It shows kind of a Centaurian thing.
Yeah, I got a dog, little doggy dong hanging there, and he's such a weird, gangly shaped man that it almost doesn't look like dog legs. So
yeah,
it looks kind of normal,
right? Roxy Music, Country Life, 1974. Again, just more nude models. Unless wait, are they part of the band? No, models. There you go. Scorpions, virgin killer. Jesus,
Whoa,
man. What is it with the...
fucking-
Jesus Christ.
What is it with the fucking young
Yeah,
gals nude, man?
that's a lot.
Sex Pistols, never mind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. Was it what was arguably the most controversial album cover of the
The
lawsuit?
word bollocks. Yeah.
UK after 9 base displayed the word bollocks. Okay, yeah, well, the slits cut. Okay, more nude women with mud and I'm not gonna do this. Bow wow wow. This is pretty wild. Sea jungle. Go join our gang. Yeah, city all over. Go ape crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. You
That's
guys,
an awesome album title.
you guys familiar with that?
What's
What's
up with
WoW fan?
why is that cover controversial? I mean, the chick's not showing anything. It's actually like a tasteful scene.
Yeah. I'm not-
14.
Age 14.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, I think a lot. There's a pretty repetitious theme going on with these fucking things.
Oh, she don't look 14.
Dio, Holy Driver, 1983. It's a priest.
Holy diver. How dare you?
Oh, diver. What's say driver? Holy diver. It's a priest that's clattered up with chains and a lock, and the devil's whipping it with another chain, thrown in the ocean. I get it. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm familiar with this one. That's. I think it's good artwork, but the young waitress.
Yeah, this one's the bottom one's a little crazy.
Right.
The bottom portion.
Nirvana, Nevermind, of course, as we discussed. Ice Cube, Death Certificate. Megadeth, was it Euthania? Euthanasia? Is that what it is? It's spelled differently?
Just youth.
Yes, and they have all the youth hanging on the clothesline.
Kelly Rowland, My Beauty.
Kevin Rowland.
Marilyn Manson, Hollywood, in the Shadow Valley of Death. It's Marilyn Manson, Kanye West. My Beauty. So that's it. There's more. You'll appreciate this. I did see one on a different website, Metallica, Kill 'Em All, their debut album. Was that a controversial cover?
Not to me. I mean,
cover was just Kill 'Em All.
Okay. Slayer, Christ Illusion. Let's see. Alice
I
Cooper,
don't
Love to
remember what that
Death.
looks like.
Jane's Addiction, Nothing Shocking.
I imagine that's ridiculous.
Another one, Nirvana in Utero. It's the angel who's nude with like more anatomy covered. Yeah. Tool, Undertow, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Mother's Milk. See, there's Steel Panther, of course, and then of course the Smell the Glove by
Spinal Tap.
It's by Spinal Tap. Actually, it's just black.
Dude, by the way, Steel Panther, for those of you that aren't aware, they're kind of like a novelty. They're a great band that plays novelty hair metal music. And there's a song called Community Property, and the actual lyrics go, but my cock is community property. And, he's talking about, like, I love you. It's a very sweet, like, it almost sounds like a sweet love song, but then he talks about how he's going to bang other chicks, but because my dick is community property. Well, we played the quote unquote clean version on Valentine's Day at the rock station I worked at, but somebody called the FCC and complained saying that we played community property. And so I had to literally read the lyrics to a government official. And and he said, yeah, did your song say the lyrics, but my cock is community property? I said, no, sir. The song that we played
Dong.
actually.
So my dong is community property.
My dong is community property. Well, isn't dong synonymous with? Yes, it is, but it's a FCC. It's a non-FCC violation to say dong because, and I had to explain it to him that dong is also the onomatopoeic sound that a bell makes.
Yes.
And he said, that's as good an answer as I could ask for, so you have a nice day.
Hold on. Pause. Do you get like FCC to training? Like when you go on the radio, is there an HR rep that's like, hey guys, so government agency could possibly call you if you fucking play some dipshit song on the radio, and here's the protocol: you go to the stat sheet, aka the lyric sheet, and be like, it's not a cuss word. Like,
Yeah.
is there a process?
There's a pamphlet that they. It's more than a pamphlet. It's like a 10-page stapled booklet, and everything in it is like gray area, gray area, gray area. Like I can't say asshole, but I can say ass, and then if I just continue to say a few words in between and then say hole, I didn't say asshole, but you get it. You can't say anatomical parts in some instances, but you can refer to them in slang in some instances. And there's some instances where you can't refer to the slang, but you can mention the anatomical part. It's very bizarre. It's very wishy-washy. And the only reason I was put on that phone call is because I can pull onomatopoeic out of my ass in a fucking pinch situation.
So
That's fair.
I'm familiar with this song, and I'd like to know, obviously you played the edited version, which isn't 100% clean. There's a lot of suggested stuff here. But how did you get... Okay, so you're the only girl that I like to screw when I'm not on the road. When I come home, my dinner's made and the front lawn is mowed. I'll kiss your mouth even after you swallow my load. Was that unedited? And if so, was swallow my load, was that was that... You know, so how'd you dance around that one with the FCC fella?
I feel like that in the edited, the quote unquote radio friendly version, that those were there were alternate lyrics.
Okay.
Like not just like edited or bleeped, but like alternate lyrics that were equally as clever but a little more family friendly.
If you were a hooker, you know I'd be happy to pay. If you were a guy, I'd suddenly be gay. It's a great song. Community property, everyone. By Steel Panther.
Wholesome family values from fucking Steel Panther, ladies and gentlemen.
Now listen up, fellas. Do you know the statistics on unprotected sex? Men are 3 to 5 times more likely to bust early. Don't be a pump and dump. Wrap it up. Now, back to more of the Middle Class Holes.
And welcome back to the Middle Class Holes. Alan, Murr, Fox, man, thank you all for joining us. Hopefully they sort out this whole Nevermind album cover nonsense, and the young man gets settled out of... I'm calling settled out of court, right? We can't talk about whether or not he has a case, but I'm calling settled out of court. What do you think?
I don't know. I think this just gets... I think he made the mistake by filing paperwork. So I don't even think it gets settled. I don't think he gets any money.
I think the child pornography thing is what kills him. I think, like, so I don't know I know a little bit, but I don't know enough. We have legal counsel for this. But what I do know is that he definitely should not have sued for that. He probably should have sued for just money or damages or, like, lost revenue from his art, which is him being the subject. Like, I'm thinking of it like, I remember when, like, album art was cool and, like, CDs and shit and, like, fucking vinyl. Like, those guys got paid for the album art, like those artists. So, like, I'm thinking of it as, like, this kid could make the argument that he is the centerpiece of this piece of art. So pay him. Right. So that's how I'm thinking of, but he didn't sue that way. So this shit is like this is definitely going out the door, from a legal standpoint. But he may be able to resue the right way and maybe get paid.
Yeah, because I feel like he's going to get a defamation suit for child pornography, because that's obviously not the intent of the band or anyone. And if anybody gets sued for child porn, it should be his parents for, like, you don't just, like, rent a baby for a day. Like, somebody's got to sign off on that shit. There's something somewhere.
Well, according to kind of we're bleeding over past the break, his dad, who knew one of the like the promoter or something, said that they were trying to do this, and they brought up over a bunch of kids. They throw them in I don't even know what the British word for a pool is. What do they call it? The drink or the?
I think it's a pool.
They were calling it something else in the article. Anyway, the parents got paid $200.
There you go. that might ruin it.
No?
There's already been a monetary exchange, so
yeah.
All right, we'll see what our legal counsel has to say. We got an on retainer friend of ours who isn't going to sue us because we don't pay him. Someday we will, maybe. I don't know. Asking for a friend. If you have any legal questions, folks, or need advice or have something that's pending, again, always asking for a friend. We won't disclose your name or any personal information or anything that you may or may not be going through. Hit us up at Tickle Our Tummies or message one of us. You have our email. I don't know. Hopefully you know who we are. But anyway, tickleourtummies@gmail.com, asking for a friend. Moving right along here, Al Capone's grandkids are auctioning off all of his shit. Some people may want some. The surviving granddaughters of, I didn't even know. I mean, I guess I just knew him as Al Capone. Never really knew it was Alphonse Capone, one of the country's most
makes sense.
Alphonse. That would have been cool. Why not just go by that? I guess if you're just trying to hold up some sort of gangster image in the 20s and 30s. One of the country's most notorious gangsters are auctioning off a slew of the mob boss's treasures that include his quote favorite gun and letters he wrote and letters to his son that he wrote while in prison. The racketeer's favorite gun, a Colt 45 pistol, has been passed down through the generations of Capone's descendants, and the bidding will start at $50,000. Collection called, quote, A Century of Notoriety, the Estate of Al Capone, also includes a platinum, Patek Philippe?
Yeah, Petit Philippe. Yeah, it's a watch.
Yeah, pocket watch, monogrammed with 90 single cut diamonds starting at $12,500, and a matching pocket knife monogrammed with 20 single cut diamonds starting at $1,250. I mean, I have no problem with this. Why is this? Is it news? Because do you think some people wanted this to go to a museum of some sort? There is a museum of, I think there's a gangster museum somewhere in Las Vegas. But you know, all these years later, these kids got to make some scratch too, right? Sell off grandpa's shit.
I don't think museums, they don't pay top dollar for things. Most of that stuff's donated to them. I don't know. I got a few thoughts on this. Alan, you go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, why the fuck not? I mean, I would keep that pocket watch if I was one of them. That shit's probably fire. But I mean, if you need the money, I would have thought that they had money inherited, but maybe, I don't know. These are just the grandkids, we said?
Granddaughters.
Just granddaughters?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably like, look at this shit. They're probably fucking, how old are they? Do we know?
No, but
I'm going to assume they're in their 20s. Okay. They're just going to be like, we don't need this shit. This shit's trash. Let's get paid. And they're going to go fucking, to spring break. Next spring break or whatever. Is TRL still filming in Negril, Jamaica? They're going there. Fuck it. I would probably sell it too if it was worth a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're about our age. I'd say they're roughly about our age, like maybe almost 40. Maybe even in their 40s.
Tough times.
But I mean, like, it's okay. It's not like his business, not like Al Capone's business dealings, like brought a bank account that had the ability to be passed down. Like he died of syphilis in prison, penniless and broke for tax evasion.
Yeah.
So,
see, I would like to.
He definitely had a lot of money.
I would like to buy.
It's worth like $100 million their money, which was like old timey money, which is way more than now.
I would like to auction, or not auction, but bid on a condom because he wasn't using them.
God damn it! You stole one of my jokes. That's good. That's good. Condoms never used. No, but right now, like the whole To Catch a Predator, to Serial Killer, this, all that stuff's super hot right now. Those are like besides like Joe Rogan Experience, like those are like the top podcasts that are out there. The top docuseries that are out there, everything about all these guys that were involved in organized crime or serial killing and things like that. So the market's really high for stuff like that. People are bored in the pandemic, especially people that can afford that kind of shit. So it's going to bring the most money. And I've never been big on collectibles anyway. Like, what's the point of keeping hey, I got this thing that's potentially worth something, but it's fucking useless collecting dust on my fucking shelf right now. Get rid of it. And if they are our age, you get that money and then you invest it, put it in the bank, and you're done. You're retired.
Yeah.
And then maybe even like the next generation of your family's retired too. So I mean, all of those items, like that thing you said that's going to start at 50 grand.
Oh, his
it's going to
pistol.
go. It's going to go for like 500,000.
Fuck yeah.
I say
Al Capone's gun, they probably set that low so they could create a bidding war.
Yeah. Yeah. So stuff like that. They're going to walk out of this estate auction as millionaires, and they're set. And if I ever have the ability to do that, then yeah. I ain't keeping my Honus Wagner fucking baseball card on a fucking shelf anywhere. It's gone. So here you go.
Definitely sell that bitch. That's worth a fucking lot of money.
Well, yeah, dude, I don't think Capone had a Honus Wagner base. I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying I'm not bringing up the idea of I guess the morality issue of this, because I would auction off shit like that all the time if I were in their shoes. Hell yeah. But my question is, why not sooner? Why is the time right now? I don't know if they just had all this shit laying around and they showed it off and finally like, why do we show our friends this? Why don't we just sell this stuff?
Maybe it was finally given to them, like in either a will or gifted to them by family, like somebody else was in ownership of it.
Maybe their parents had passed away.
And of course, as you go down the generations, like that whole like nostalgic feeling of like, well, this was my dad's pocket watch. This was my grandfather's. I think it was his pocket watch. I don't fucking know. You know, like, and imagine being the grandkids like, I know how much that's worth. Hey, when you die, can I have that Colt 45 pistol that was granddad's? It's so neat. I'd love to have it. Here you go. For sale, bitches.
All right, so I'm going to rattle off a few items that a man of this stature would have had a lot of, or a few things. And if you guys, let's just say, I'm not going to say money's no object, but let's just say you have a little bit of money, you have a little bit of spending money, you think that going to something like this would be cool, and certain things fit you. So we'll start with like a suit, Al Capone suit, and it happens to be in your size.
Nah. Pass.
I don't think that was the game.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know.
Would you bid on it? And if you would bid, what would you bid?
I'm just assuming I would bid on everything until I was outbid, but I would say that my highest dollar on an Al Capone suit. Again, I've got money. Okay, let's just say I'm a investment broker. Okay, I've got tens of millions in the bank. I'd bid like.
I was thinking you'd come to something like this with like the way I was hypothesizing this was you come to this with like 20 grand of expendable income. You're not coming there with millions of dollars to spend. So you might not get the pistol, but you get some other cooler items like a pair of shoes or a money clip or a less expensive pocket watch, a pen that said,
you're really downgrading this game. I was willing to like give you like 50 grand for a fucking Al Capone suit, and now I'm like, I better pinch my pennies. I've only got 20 to spend.
You would do 50 grand for an Al Capone suit?
If I had the kind of money that I thought you were talking about, but like I wouldn't do any more than that. But like I don't know, like an Al Capone pen. I don't know. I'd pay like $200 for an Al Capone pen. I feel like that's a worthy price.
Yeah. How about like a tie clip? That had some insignia on it.
I don't know. I'd give you
$100.
I don't know. Does it have any jewelry on it?
Yeah, we could throw something cool on there. Sure.
Like a gem, like a diamond or a
gem
ruby.
And some sort of insignia that like it was his nickname that his buddies called him.
Man, that's like a $300 item.
Yeah. Okay. I could get down with that. Like a pinky ring. Did they wear those back then?
Oh yeah. That's how you left a dent in a man's forehead.
Forgot.
I don't know. See, that's the thing, though. Now, here's the thing. Like a pinky ring, again, I'd stay in that $300, $400 like price range area. Now, if you told me that, like, I don't know, some punk got his fucking like brain collapsed, like right in his fucking frontal cortex, because Al Capone got mad because he brought in the wrong drink at a fucking speakeasy one night, I'd be like, okay, that's bumping the price up. I'll give you six bones on that bad boy.
Gotcha. What about like a tooth that was verified by dental records?
Ooh. Well, I feel like I could sell that to like a top geneticist somewhere in the country. So that might fetch more than people think. I mean, initially I'd lowball and be like, a tooth? I'll give you $150 for a tooth. And if there's a bidding war, then that means I'm on to something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd go up to like $3,000 for a tooth.
Alan? Or any of those that I mentioned, like, would you throw your name in the hat for? Sorry, because me was getting excited.
No, that's fine. This is entertaining. No, I'd probably wouldn't throw my hat in the ring for a tooth. That sounds terrible. I don't even remember half the other ones now because the tooth got me distracted.
Pinky ring.
Pinky ring.
I'm throwing a pinky ring, and Murr's right, probably right around like $400 or $500. If he did, backhand someone with it, then maybe a couple extra $100.
Gotcha.
What was before that?
Tie clip.
Tie clip, meh.
Money clip.
Sure. Money clip, yeah, definitely, because he definitely used that, and that's kind of cool.
Okay.
Like I said, I think I'm aiming for that pocket watch. It's in my $20,000 budget that you've allotted me. I mean, I might have to max out that budget.
Yeah,
but that's a gangster ass fucking item.
What about like an ashtray, like it's something on his desk?
Ashtray though.
Did he fucking beat like a numbers runner over the head with it for fucking up?
I think if it's used as a weapon, it exponentially goes up two or three times. It's normal.
Well, not even that. Not even just that. I mean, yes, it does, but it also piques my interest. Like if you're like, hey, this is the ashtray that he fucking spit his dip lippers into and fucking to put out his stogies, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But then you're like, oh, but he also used it to kill fucking shorty left hands who had two left hands. And like, I'd be like, okay, that's fucking phenomenal. Like, $1,000.
Okay.
I almost want to throw my hat in the ring to be the auctioneer on this. I wouldn't do the hey all that nonsense, but I would talk in that 1920s newsreel voice, just like and just illustrate it like Alan said. Here we have a marble ashtray. This was used to beat a newsboy to death on the outside streets because there was a headline that Al Capone disagreed with from the local newspaper. We'll start the bidding at $45.
45.
Sold.
Easy.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that comes to mind. I was thinking of like a book that he didn't write but he signed. I mean, I guess like what's a signature worth?
I don't know. How much did you pay for that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat there behind you?
That was a gift, but I think the gift was like $35 in a silent auction.
Okay.
It was the only bid.
I think so.
It started at $35.
I'm pretty sure.
It was only silent because nobody was brave enough to speak up to put a bid on it.
It's like you ever stand at something that you might kind of want at a silent auction, and then you hear somebody be like, "Jesus, who the fuck would want that? Look at that! Look, you see that thing? What is that?"
And then you try to echo, like, "Yeah, who would want that shampoo and conditioner set?"
Just jot it down real quick.
I wouldn't eyeball on it.
West Fox.
I don't know, like an Al Capone signature. See, that's the difference though with somebody like Al Capone though, because I don't know how much stuff he signed. Mm-hmm. Like I watched a video for some reason the other day of John Cena signing like WrestleMania. What do you call it? What's the thing they hand out at sporting events?
Program.
Yeah, he was signing like programs, and he signed over 3,000 of them, hand signed every one of them. I'm thinking, okay, in this one day, John Cena just signed his name 3,000 times. But Al Capone wasn't like a sports figure. It wasn't like he was handing out his autographs, like walking down the street.
Right.
So that's probably very rare. So that might actually be worth something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I hate to get into any more like clothing. I was going to say like some more ties, comb, toothbrush,
Considering he was a high dollar stuff, you get his like Model T.
Oh, like a vehicle of his?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like shit like that. That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Dude, if the suit actually fit me, like Taylor fit me.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like $50,000 for something like that. Cause those suits, that style of suit is kind of made a comeback.
Yeah.
And you could like wear it like to like a fucking like high roller event. Be like, what's that? It's Al Capone soup, baby.
Yeah.
Give me them dice. And if I lose, I'm gonna smash you over the head with my fucking pinky ring.
With my ashtray.
I'm gonna cut your dick off with a cigar cutter that Capone used to cut digits off with.
See, that's the thing. They need if they can produce stories, whether they're bullshit or not, around these items. That's what's gonna fucking fund the grandchildren's retirement.
Right.
You just got to make up fucking names, like we said. Like he killed a newsboy.
Right.
He killed fucking shorty left hands. Like you just give one to every single item.
I think when you're preparing this this auction, you have an arbitrator who asks the grandkids, like, okay, tell me exactly everything you know about this. Yeah, this is Grandpop's ashtray. Okay, anything else? Yeah, he smoked cigars when he used to do business with people and would ash in it. Anything else? No, nothing that I know of. Okay. He smashed Timmy Left Hands with this over and over and beat him repulsively till his brain smithered, and then smoked 4 or 5 cigars and ashed on him instead of the ashtray. We'll go with that story. That's that right there. That's marketing.
Like he was unidentifiable. He was just fucking tenderized meat.
It was a giant pile of ashes over him.
And he only retired the ashtray to use Jimmy left hand.
Right, that's right.
As his new
He
ashtray.
had 2 of them. He had 2 left hands, and he had one on each side of his desk, and it was an ashtray. You ever seen like one of them gorilla hands become an ashtray? It was like that, except it was a small Italian teenager from the neighborhood.
Then he delivered his ashes to his parents in a different ashtray.
In a different ashtray.
And next on the auction block, the different ashtray.
Oh, fuck. Well, we'll see. We'll keep our ears to the grindstone and check how much shit goes for. I mean, the Colt 45 starting at 50 grand, and then the say that one more time, Alan.
Petit Philippe.
Whew, that sounds sexy. That's
Yeah,
like
it is.
wiping your ass with silk. $12,500. We'll like I said, I'll do a little homework and see what stuff goes for. They didn't. Excuse me. I didn't see a date on the auction, but good for the grandkids cashing it. In other news, I saw this heard this on 105.7 The Fan. So this is making national news. So our favorite athlete, non-athlete, I don't know, we're going to call it that, Joey Chestnut, has eaten 19,200 hot dogs. A new study shows that he has lost 1.3 years of his life. Now, that's just in competition. Hold on. No, I don't believe that to be true. I think they summed it up as not competition and training. So researchers at the University of Michigan last week released a study claiming consuming a single hot dog can shave 36 minutes off one's life. I'll be honest with you, I didn't read the particulars as to how they came up with that. A different study showed that there are other foods that can add time to your life. Now, the only reason that made sense to me is because if a hot dog's taking off 36 minutes to my life, I saw rice and beans adds 23 minutes to your life. So I put rice and beans with my hot dogs, and therefore I've only shaved off 13 minutes of my life. And I throw in a watermelon to boot and add a couple of minutes. But yeah, Chestnut, guy's in super shape. Do you think he's really shaved off 1.3 years of his life by doing what he's done?
No, I think he's extended his life by eating hot dogs.
So to get in the shape that he's gotten versus what he would have been just a natural Joey Chestnut schmuck, paper delivery guy, Al Capone beat Tory or whatever, doing what he's done has added years to his life.
I think doing what he's done has added years to his life because it's padded his bank account. So all the other foods that he actually eats when he's living his normal Joey Chestnut life are, of the most excellent quality that you can have. He probably wouldn't have gotten himself like physically into as good a shape as he's in if he wasn't a gluttonous pig for his profession. So by eating the hot dogs, knowing that this is going to fatten me up and shorten my lifespan, yeah, I'm not saying he knew this specifically, but subconsciously you kind of know if you're shoveling this shit down your gullet all day, every day, that it's going to have an impact on you. So he probably goes to the best doctors to make sure that his gastrointestinal system is functioning fully. He probably has the best personal trainer that a competitive eater can afford. He probably does go to the doctor all the time to make sure like all of his blood works great, which is what he would not have done as a normal person. I was just telling Alan moments ago that I went to the doctor for the first time since I was 23 about 4 years ago, and I went for the second time about 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, somebody like Joey Chestnut, having this gluttonous profession has propelled him to probably be more conscious of his own health. So, yes, eating hot dogs has probably saved his life.
I could see that. That's good logic. That's sound logic. I think he's like 98% hot dog now. And I think like hot dogs last a while if you don't like open them or anything. You can just chuck them in the fridge.
All the preservatives.
Yeah, all the salt. He's just kind of like he's almost pickled at this point. He's like a hot dog in whatever that cart water is in New York. You know what I mean? He's just been soaking in that for a little while, and he's pretty good. He's impervious to age. I think he's going to live forever.
So he's kind of like Pizza the Hutted himself. It's like Joey did. Frankenfruiter. That's what we'll call him next few years.
I can only hope that Joey Chestnut eats himself to death in a space limo.
Yeah.
Because that would be the ideal way to go.
So they say a single hot dog, and I get it. There's no hot dog in the world unless you're eating what do they call those hot dogs that aren't it's vegan. Other than vegan, the ultimate hot dogs, aren't they?
Oh, I was gonna say disgusting.
Impossible dogs. That's the burgers, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I think they have those for like sausages as well.
They call them trash, is what they call them.
By the way, those are worse for you than actual meat hot dogs because the human body is not designed to take in that much plant-based oil. You know how many fucking like soybeans you would have to eat just to get to the to form a wiener shaped solid object like out of like oil. Do you know how many like plants you would have to fucking massacre as one person to be able to get that much fucking plant oil into your body? It's not natural.
That's kind of the same logic applies to like a glass of orange juice. I think is like 16 oranges squeezed. They say it's way too much sugar. Just eat the fucking orange. But I think the same applies to what you're saying. My point was, okay, I'm not saying all hot dogs are bad, but there's probably a spectrum of the worst versus the best. Nathan's hot dogs are all beef Franks. So if you're going to say those are 36 minutes, okay, fine. Shave a minute off here or there. I'm not going to piss and moan about it. I'm not going to piss and moan about it when I'm at my buddy's backyard barbecue, sucking down a shitty light beer that's probably taken off 4 minutes of my life, followed up by a hot dog that's taking 36 minutes of my life. I do remember in college, a buddy of mine brought home a 10-pound frozen thing of cheese-filled frankfurters that we used to have to take a little rubber mallet with a knife and chisel off and then boil. I think those things were more in like the 45 to 50 minute range.
Yeah.
Yes. You agree?
100%.
As soon as you inject anything with cheese, you raise its lethality by like 25%.
Yeah. But like Chestnut here, 37, year-long competitive eater who trains to master his hot dog dominance by consuming other foods like Twinkies, burgers, tamales, Heroes, chicken. Dude ate 413 wings in 12 hours. So, yeah, but like you said, Murr, he's a pro. He has likely, maybe not a team, but at least professionals looking after his well-being.
Yeah, but only because he has to, I'm sure he has his blood drawn all the time to, check his, his glucose and all these other things the stuff that a normal person wouldn't have, access to. Because he's got, look, he's not rolling in dough, but, he's a wealthy guy because of this. So he has the ability to afford, regular doctor's visits all the time. It's just something like David Blaine, if he's going to do an ice bath challenge or something, he's going to have a doctor on site measuring his vitals. And let's be honest, I always think of the Married with Children episode where Al convinces that personal trainer to eat a cheeseburger and he dies because he didn't design his body to be able to consume something of that nature. So the one time he gets the poison in his body, he dies. Joey Chestnut lives a life of poisonous foods.
Yeah.
So he's probably more fucking virile and robust, and he's probably gonna live longer than all of us.
That's like that Dennis Leary bit where he talks about Jim Fix, the runner. Healthiest guy alive. You know where he died? Running. Probably found on the side of the road by a bunch of smokers. Hey, isn't that Jim Fix? Oh, bummer. Let's call the ambulance. Well, I mean, yeah, 19,200 hot dogs. I think we talked about this. His last feat on the 4th of July, 72. And I think what we said, 72 for one of us is what? I don't know, a decade?
70. I haven't had a hot dog in a long time. The only hot dogs I like now are the Hebrew National hot dogs.
Okay.
And
all beef, by the way.
Yeah, they're all beefs.
There's just something about them. They've got like this not a hot spice, but a spiciness to them. They got
Would you consider an Italian sausage in the same realm?
No, I consider an Italian sausage sausage.
Okay.
Sausage.
Well, I mean, fuck you guys. I was going to say I had two tonight, a hot and a regular. Oof.
You know what's crazy is so you're like your palate changes as time goes.
Every 7 years.
Yeah. Look at you knowing the facts. But so sometime maybe like 2-ish years ago, just started hating fennel. So Italian sausages are just fucking trash to me now. Like, and it's alarming. It kind of sucks because I just like casually ate one like I always do with some mustard and onions and was like, this tastes like fucking asshole, because that's what black licorice tastes like, which is what fennel tastes like. Damn. And I threw it away. Really? And then I tried it again like maybe a month more later, and nope, definitely don't like fennel anymore. So
that's
no Italian sausages for me.
That's a bummer,
right?
That's a bummer, man. That's a good food. That's a good game day food. I
find myself like somewhere has a kielbasa, which is nice. Things like that. Just got switched it up. Chorizo. I eat a lot of chorizo.
Well, that's. Too. I mean, yeah. But I was gonna. Yeah. It's.
I was like, this is pretty racist. It's a racist tone. I heard it. Yeah. No shit.
There was actually one thing. Murray, you'll appreciate this. I kept bugging Alan about his mom cooking for us because I said, I really like legitimate traditional food from other cultures, and Alan was like, yeah, my mom will do it, absolutely. And then like after knowing me for a little while and knowing my love, my palate for hot sauce, he was like, bro, it's not going to be what you fucking want. It's not going to be smothered in hot sauce and chili and all this other shit. It's like, wait, what?
No, real like normal people don't eat like that in any part of the world. Like, every now and then, but not all the time.
Well, and that's also assuming that, like, no offense, Alan, but like, it's also assuming his mom is like a good cook and cooks like traditional fucking like, ethnic food
she does.
From that region.
He told me that.
Yeah, well, she's like fresh off, not off the boat, but like fresh off the land, off the plane. Actually, she just came over on a plane, very legally. But yes, she can. She can cook it up.
He was basically like he said. Like,
he knows.
I think you said traditional Nicaraguan food's not what your white mind is chalking up to be as Tex-Mex. It's not. It's good, but don't think like that. And I was like, oh,
there ain't no enchiladas. There ain't no burritos. It's like the food, even in Mexico, is usually not always served in a tortilla.
Right.
Now, our tortillas adjacent, sure. But they're not always in or on top of a tortilla. A lot of times it's like a plate of stuff, and then here's your tortillas, my man. Use those as you see fit.
Right.
Like that's your bread,
I have eaten it. It was delicious. It was phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, we were drunk, but I mean, I'm not
But you
chucking
get
nuts or anything.
you get some rice, you get some meats, you get some vegetables. It's lots of just like stewed meats is what it tends to be.
Yeah.
Stewed beefs and they like making soups. Soups is a thing, and they make them so big, like so much soup.
Yeah.
An unnecessary amount of soup.
I just remember like somebody learning that my mom was from South Carolina. And they're like, oh, so she's from the South? Can she cook us some Southern food? I'm like, do you like Swanson? My mom doesn't cook shit.
When I first moved,
chicken fried steak one.
that's right. When I first moved to the city, I befriended a buddy, guy from Vietnam. Well, yes, he was born and moved to the States when he was like 4 or 5, or maybe even younger. But his parents, after he moved here, came down to visit for a long weekend. Traditional, the group had. His mom was cooking a bunch of food, and he said, yeah, she cooks these egg rolls, but listen, they're not going to be what you think of egg rolls. Your fucking Panda Express. When I get a plate of General Tso's chicken with fried rice and I get an egg roll on the side, it's not like that. It's totally different. I was like, no, it's fine, dude. I love all that stuff. Came back to the house drunk at 2 a.m. Thought his parents were going to be asleep. They weren't. They were wide awake, smoking cigarettes on the back porch. And
That sounds right.
And she says, "Oh, do you guys want something to eat?" And I said, "Yeah, God, I sure would." I ate 13 egg rolls, and she was like, "Oh, you are hungry." I was like, yeah, "Fuck yeah, I am. More." I think I was like globbing it in sriracha as I put it in, but it was fresh carrots, fresh cucumber. God,
it's what's comforting about this, the parallels to that story is that your foreign friend immediately was like, listen, white boy, whatever you're expecting of my egg rolls and or my plate of Latin food is not going to be what you're going to get. It's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
But it's not what you're thinking.
Don't look down and say, this isn't. Don't do that.
There is no duck sauce. It doesn't come in packets. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
let me tell you something, though, Alan. Wes, Teddy.
His mom. She used to...
No.
Not Teddy's mom?
His grandmother.
Never got to experience it.
We ended up on my cross-country adventure. We ended up in Kansas, where she lives for some reason. And Alan, you want to talk about somebody like fresh off the boat? I don't think planes were invented when she fucking immigrated here. No. And he was like, yeah, she'll cook for us. Let me tell you something. She probably spent more money on grocery items for us for this one event than she probably spent on rent for her fucking house. And when you say like, oh, it's probably not what you're expecting. No, it's exactly what I was expecting and fucking better. And I mean, I got the full experience. I got a fucking wooden mallet across the back of my fucking wrist because I went to pick at something while she was making the food. It's not done. Okay. You're fine. I know my roll. I'll sit down. And it was just like a shrimp dish. It was a shrimp dish with some sort of like, I can only say General Tso's-esque kind of like sugary sauce on it with rice and fucking all the fresh vegetables, like chopped, like to perfection. I will never have a meal like that again in my life, and I know it.
I think that's where I get my fresh vegetable thing from. Like Kelly would be like, "Hey, what kind of vegetables do you want?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. Fucking grab some vegetables." She's like, "Well, what do you like?" I'm like, "Everything. Basically every vegetable ever fucking made. Just grab vegetables. Just fucking walk down vegetable aisles and just start knocking shit off into the cart. And then bring it back to me, and I will eat it."
It's supermarket sweet. Fucking, it's more in there. We'll work it out.
Yeah, like or sometimes she gets fruit that we haven't pre-discussed. Like she's like, "Hey man, I got some plums. How do you feel about plums?" And I'm like, "Fucking love them. Delicious, juicy, tart. Fucking where are they? Give me a plum. Give me a plum immediately." Shit like that, you know? Vegetables, guys.
Vegetables. That's how they say it in Russia. They can't do the V. All right, Mr. Murr. I think you know what time it is, brother.
That's right, my friends. It's officially time to learn yourself something. It's time for your Fun Fact Friday, being brought to you by the Shin Splints Recovery Group. You can, of course, find the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook. Any pain below that knee and above that ankle that's just nagging and won't go away, and you're a very vaginal, pussified individual, and you like some community to tell you that you're not alone.
Community property to tell you?
Community property to tell you that you're not alone. Find the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Did you know the largest cave in the world, Han Son Doong, is in Vietnam? It's over 200 meters high and has its own climate, jungles, rivers, and clouds inside.
Bam. Does it? Okay. I usually ask these questions. You say, "Well,
it's fine.
I got
it's
this."
Fine.
Does it give you a distance, like a depth?
No, it does not give a depth. But at 200 meters high, I would imagine even if it like crept down slowly to a pinpoint, it would be like miles deep.
Whew.
And I've seen pictures. I didn't know I was looking at pictures of this, but I can remember seeing pictures of, like a whole climate underground with clouds, and I imagine that's what it was. It's a rather large area, and unfortunately, it lends credence to the hollow Earth assholes that only rival the flat Earth assholes.
Taking those people on a field trip to this place would only further heighten their arguments.
Look at it, it's hollow right at the top.
Well, hold on,
go that deep.
let me ask you guys this: what? It's hollow right on top. What's more ridiculous, flat Earth or hollow Earth?
Flat. I feel like hollow Earth, like at least you can have a fucking cave that you can fly a jumbo jet through. Like at least like that exists, and that could at least lend some. Like if your brain didn't work the way it's supposed to, you could be like, yeah, okay, it's hollow down there.
I think
it's right there. You can see it.
I don't. It's not so much ridiculous in my mind. I'm talking about ridiculous in terms of ending an argument, because I think you can end a well, not end. These people aren't going to believe whatever you have to tell them, no matter how much science or logic or reason you use. But you can end flat Earth quickly. You can just explain 2 or 3 phenomenons that's like, yep, that's it. The hollow Earth, outside of I don't know what, explaining to them like a molten core or a few other things. I don't know. I'd kind of give up on hollow Earth. I might just give them that. Like I can't deal with y'all. Yep, it's hollow.
Well, the only problem with hollow earthers, and I know this because I actually interviewed a hollow Earth quote unquote scientist. Apparently, because of the Earth's rotation, there are no images of exact polar north and exact polar south, and supposedly, conveniently, that's where the entrance to the hollow Earth actually is.
It's
polar north or south.
Yeah, and because of the way satellites have to rotate around the Earth, we don't have any like pinpoint images of the dead on of the poles either side. So they have a scientifically impossible claim for you to prove, and that's how they get away with that portion of it.
Okay, I think you should give it as much time to lending credence to the conspiracy or the claim as it would have an effect. What are they claiming as being stolen from them or taken from them? I mean, flat earthers, that's not all that much. But what are the hollow earthers like? No, there's nothing. The Earth is hollow, so therefore.
Well, they're also alien conspiracy theorists as well. The hollow earthers. They claim that there's a race of beings that alien phenomenon are not extraterrestrial. They are terrestrial. They're just interterrestrial. They're terrestrial. They ain't extra.
Gotcha.
Intraterrestrial.
There you go. Intraterrestrial.
Yeah. And this all spawns from a cave in Vietnam, 200 meters wide, 200 meters tall. Excuse me.
Would you just so you guys know, because I'm a dork. If you go to like National Geographic, there's like a whole like virtual interactive experience of like 360 through this cave.
Oh, cool.
Like, yeah, it's super chill. That's what, like, I don't know if you heard cave sounds. That's what I was looking at.
Is it weird that I get claustrophobic thinking about even going into that cave, though it does have its own fucking atmosphere, apparently?
No, there's a picture of like a beach with fucking with
like here, listen,
towels.
here. So let me get the share. Sorry.
Well, we can hear it.
Good.
You don't have to turn it down. That's awesome. It's like it sounds like a. That's a fucking resort.
Like, I think it's down in here. But yeah,
dude,
like,
look at that. That's like God's vagina.
The size of it is like, yeah, it's out of control. So yeah, you could just take this thing on down. But like, as you can see, it's massive.
Yeah.
And then you can, keep on going.
This is why the AI won't defeat us. We will find a way. We will venture into God's vagina cave, and we'll live on.
You should check that out, though. That shit's wild.
I'd like to call it that. That should be the name, God's vagina, in Vietnamese.
God's vagina.
Did you know?
Nope.
Kummersbach is the German word for the excess weight you gain from emotional overeating. It literally translates to grief bacon.
Say it one more time.
Kummersbach. Kummersbach.
Kummersbach. In my mind, it sounded like Spock's cum, but
yeah, pretty much. Kummersbach, the German word for excess weight you gain from emotional overeating, which translates to grief bacon.
Grief bacon. So
grief bacon.
I said grief bacon. I did. Okay.
I said grease bacon.
No, I did not. And we'll go back and you know what? Okay, whatever. I said Hollow Earth, grease bacon, whatever. I had a point. Now you fucked up with trying to play a game of semantics with me. I guess. Yeah, Kummersbach. Hell yeah. Wait, when do you eat? When do you not eat bacon out of grief? Doesn't it always kind of have like a little bit of hint of guilt in there, or am I just thinking of like my own personal self? Whereas I
think it's your own personal self.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you, bro. When I get sad, I like to throw on a whole lump of bacon in like a baking sheet, and just throw it in the oven, and try to pull it out intact, and just munch on it.
Okay, yeah, that's the definition of the word.
I'm kidding. I've never done that, though.
I actually, now that I'm thinking about that, I feel like I haven't lived until I do it.
I mean, it could happen. Yeah, you could definitely do that. You could just slide it on out.
Yeah, and when Maria asks you what are you doing, say Kummersbach.
Kummersbach.
What's for dinner?
This is grief bacon. I just cry while I eat it.
There's some days at work when I'm like halfway through a day, especially when like a day like today when it's like 98% humidity and like 107 degrees outside with the heat index. And I just start thinking about breakfast for dinner. And I just think about how many slices of bacon you going to eat with that tonight. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going 4 minimum. Maybe do 5. Do some eggs and some toast. Maybe some hash browns.
I'm going to do 4 naturally, and then I'm going to crack the yolk and use 1 to soak it all up with as like as some sort of drum kit.
Oh no, my friend. I'm a scrambled egg guy, and I know that sounds like 4-year-old bullshit. Oh, but the scrambled eggs I make, man, we're talking onion powder, garlic powder. We're talking some fucking Tony Chacheran's Cajun spice.
Okay.
We're talking about some what do you call it? Some chives. We're talking about a full fucking arcade claws worth of cheddar cheese.
Okay.
I feel like you're getting into overhandling the egg here now.
This is very Spock's cummy or whatever you said earlier.
Yeah, where's how many eggs do you need to get some egg with your cheese and chives and fucking seasoning?
Oh, this is a 6-egg ordeal, my friend.
Oh, okay. Well, then that kind of makes a little sense.
Yeah,
I was
salt and pepper.
That's a lot of fucking eggs for a meal, sir.
A couple weeks ago, I was out visiting my cousin in Las Vegas. I appreciated. So he's from the Midwest. His wife is as well. She's South Dakota. He's Iowa, imported into South Dakota for most of his life. Waking up, there's just something about they will cook a couple pounds of bacon, not necessarily as breakfast, just to say, hey, we got bacon. We got bacon out here, and the kids are nibbling on it. They're grabbing a piece, going, sitting and watching their cartoons. It's just nice to have around. It's just not, even if you don't want it. Of course, I'm a lard ass, so I'm like, yeah, gobble gobble, I can take it down. But that is just it's a good way of life. It's a good way of life when you have it.
I watched an episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and it was Jerry Seinfeld and Jerry Lewis. Hello, ladies! And he went to a diner, and he said, I want a plate of bacon. Burned. And she's like, okay. And he's like, you don't understand. When I say a plate of bacon, I want a plate filled with bacon. And they brought him a plate, and it was like a small mountain of burned bacon. And he just sat there and ate the whole fucking thing and drank coffee. And I thought, that is, when I'm dying of old age,
yeah,
that's my meal.
It's
every
like
day.
The old Ron Swanson trick. Remember? Alan, you familiar with that?
Yes. all the bacon and eggs you have.
You got it.
No, come back here. I think you misunderstood what I said. I think you heard me say I want a lot of bacon and eggs. No, I want all of your bacon and eggs.
You ever see that when they go to the strip club and they hit the breakfast buffet at the strip club? That's a good episode too. That's when he hits you with the line. He's like, I like a strong, athletic woman, like your one of your Cheryl Swoopses. I forget. There's a tennis player in there too. I can't remember. Oh, your Steffi Grafs. Yeah, that's it. Your Steffi Grafs, your Cheryl Swoopses. Like, that's the quote. It's fantastic.
Did you know in 1970? Douglas Engelbart received a patent for his invention, a wooden shell with metal wheels he called the XY position indicator for a display system. Eventually, he noticed that it had a long tail coming out of the end of it and called it a mouse. And the rest is history.
What year was that?
1970.
1970.
Okay.
What was the original intent?
The intent was exactly what it was a indicator for a display system.
Got you. Okay.
So
XY, yeah.
XY axis on a grid, and yeah, it was exactly what he intended. But then when he looked at it, he's like, it looks like a mouse. And by the way, he also invented a way to say fuck you to the English language, because mouses, and then once he created a new invention that was an object, mouses is the plural of computer mouses.
I was wondering if you were going to do it.
Nah, shit. That I didn't know. I think my only experience with how easy they've become, because it's all USB. It's all USB control, whether or not you have a wireless or a wired. I remember I had to, back when I had a 486, circa 1997, 97, 96, I had to install a driver and then have to run like a C : comma run
Command run.
Yeah,
DOS, a DOS command.
I had to do a DOS command to get a very high powered mouse that I had found for free in a yard sale that someone didn't want anymore.
Was it Al Capone's mouse?
It was Al Capone's fucking mouse. Yeah, absolutely. So actually, it was
he used it like a mace from medieval times to beat down Timmy Two-Tone.
It was Jerry Lewis's mouse. Actually, he used to talk into it when he did when he practiced his stand-up bits. But 20 some odd years later, it's all USB based. But I get it, and that's the way things went. But no, I did not know that this man invented the mouse because he looked down at it all drunk, hopped up on bourbon and blow and was like, it looks like a mouse. That's what you said, right? You said he was all drunk and hopped up on drugs, right?
Yeah, of course. Every scientist is, right?
Yes.
No, but I mean, it's you could argue that the computer mouse, as insignificant as it may seem, is really responsible because if you have a computer and it's hard to use, like it used to be, you had to type everything in, all of your commands, and then this guy creates this little device that seamlessly allows me to peruse the screen. Like that's as responsible for the leap in technology as anything else that's really ever been invented. And it's so simple, but so useful.
More than the printing press?
I mean, obviously we couldn't. That's a chicken or the egg argument, Wesley.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
But I would argue yes.
Okay.
But you couldn't have it without the other.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Do you even remember the old mouse driver plugins? It was like 4 plugs it was 5 plugs. It was 4 small dots, and then the bottom kind of like long, like SOS, but the O and the SOS type thing, the plug in.
No.
You don't remember that, or you're saying I'm making this up?
I'm not saying you're making it up. I just don't remember. I remember the mouse plug. You talking about like the monitor like plug?
Yeah, but they were color coordinated depending upon what you bought. The mouse was usually green, and it was circular that had four dots and then a long bar on the bottom.
Yes, you're a super fucking like techno dork, and yeah, I now remember that now that you're specifically drawing it out for me in my mind. But yes, it's not something I like. This is where the mouse goes. That's all I remember. It's color coded. Green goes to green. Purple goes to fucking purple, and fucking blue goes to blue, and we're in business.
God, make fun of me.
Hey, Wes, do you remember what the audio color was?
Like audio in or audio out.
Audio in.
In was green. Out was out was red. Then there was a purple. Purple was microphone, right?
No, purple. It was magenta.
Oh, sorry.
Did you know Taylor Swift won more Grammys at the 2010 Grammy Awards than Elvis won during his entire career?
God, is that the same one where Kanye got up on stage? He was like, yo. Yeah. Speaking of Yee, his new name. No, she won. Does it give you a tally?
I don't remember the tally, no, but that does not give that to me.
Now, is this... Hold on. So, okay, can I attribute this to, like, people who say so-and-so has the most postseason hits of all time? Well, that's because now that they have... Okay, back in the day, baseball players only had the World Series. They didn't have the ALCS, the division round, the wild card game. Is this kind of that same thing? There's so many categories. Was Elvis... did Elvis have that many categories to be nominated for that Taylor Swift did?
I think that Elvis took so much time to make movies that he wasn't concentrating solely on music, but even his movie songs were like #1 hits. I don't know what to attribute it to. All I know is at that time, Taylor Swift was pumping out fucking hit after hit. And I don't want to insult the king, but it was deserved that year. It was deserved.
Okay.
Alan, do you agree or disagree?
Shake it off. Shake it off.
That wasn't that year.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait. What year was this?
2010.
And we said we don't know how many she won? How many?
We just know that she won more in 2010 than Elvis did in his entire career. But I would also put this out there. I heard Jacob Dylan, Bob Dylan's son, also the lead singer of the Wallflowers, he did an interview, and he was talking about the music of the past. And he was saying those guys were all great. And this is why. Because now everybody since then has been emulating their music. So they had a base to go off of. So back then, all the musicians that we've all based our music on were so great. There was more competition that was like more like solidified, like the Big Bang before it exploded. And then it exploded. And then Taylor Swift was just in a fucking field of people who were talentless, where she was the only talented person in the room. So it was real easy to win all the awards. Whereas Elvis actually had competition when he was alive.
Yeah, I mean, that could make some sense. It's all I see. Elvis only won 3. That's all?
That's ridiculous.
See, I have to suspect that
3 Grammy Awards.
Back then it was like 5 awards. They're like, all right, folks, good night, having a good one. Then
and then he got a Lifetime Achievement Award when he was 36, which is pretty fucking impressive.
And then he died at 39?
He was
37.
No, he was older than that. I'm kidding.
No, check this out. I think Elvis died at 42, so I'm as old as Elvis was.
You look like you're knocking on death's door.
You look pretty good.
Just kidding.
I mean, I think you're having some intestinal issues.
I am.
Those are parallels, I think.
But I don't have to eat popsicles when I walk into a warm room because I'm on so many fucking amphetamines. So there's the difference.
They're called his uppers, sir. No, I mean, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of a crazy little fact. But that broad fucking she racks up the awards, so it's not surprising in the slightest. You know what I mean?
And finally, did you know killing spiders makes their gene pool less... I'm sorry. Let me start this over. Did you know killing spiders makes their gene pool a lot sneakier? If zombies attack tomorrow, the slowest and dumbest people would die off, and the human race would become stronger. Therefore, if you manage to smash a spider, you likely got rid of the dumbest one in your house, allowing the smarter hidden spiders to hook up and make lots more baby genius spiders.
Damn.
Is this backed up by anything?
Science.
Yeah. Trust the science, man.
Or did you
Trust the science, bro.
It's fake news.
Okay, no, I'll back it up. I'm not a scientist. However, like water buffalo, the older, weaker ones end up at the back of the pack, and they don't leave anybody behind. But when someone gets attacked, they continue running. So that means that the oldest, the slowest, and the weakest get thinned out from the herd. Therefore, the herd gets stronger moving forward. And so the same tends to apply everywhere.
I mean, I get the biological logic. Like, I get it. I just don't know that. I think of spiders as a bit of a different creature. It's those are my nemesis. I don't like spiders.
Do you kill them when you see them?
Yes, fuck yeah, absolutely.
See,
it depends. That's untrue. Daddy Longlegs, I kind of leave alone.
Those aren't really spiders, though.
I mean, they are, but okay. But no, like, I mean, for the most part, no. I actually watched one wrap up a bug on my windowsill the other day. And then I watched it not be able to pull the bug through the crack in the windowsill that it was trying to get it back to eat, I would assume. And then I never saw it again. So I didn't kill that one. But if it's large enough and anywhere near my vicinity, I'll kill it.
Yeah, okay. So, first of all, I try not to kill things like that. I'll try to capture them and then release them because I'm a big pussy. But I don't. By doing that, am I? You're talking about like enhancing natural selection. The ones that I see are stupid, and therefore, but I don't like bugs in my house. I also know that I'm not saying I don't like spiders in my house. I try to convince anyone that I'm with, especially Sarah, like, you gotta have some spiders around. They gotta kill these things.
I think the point of this is if the spider that you're seeing is visible, then it's too dumb to exist, like logically, from a spider's perspective. So if you kill it, then that spider is taken out of the gene pool, and the good spiders that you never see, they continue to fuck under the stairwell and make smart spiders. And so that's the point. Now, I do, if I see them, I kill them.
So kill spiders.
But No, but outside, I don't kill the spiders outside. Like if I see a spider out on the deck, I'll actually like catch moths and shit and feed them and throw them in the web because I want those spiders to be robust so that they take out all the shit. Because I like to hang out on the deck late at night and get really drunk, and I don't want to be bothered by bugs. And so if I only have to worry about the one spider, that's it. I remember one summer, me and actually Teddy, who was living with me at the time, we fed this spider every night, and we were outside a lot for lots of nefarious reasons. And this spider got to be about the size of a quarter without the legs. And one night, we saw something in the yard, and we walked down there to check it out, and then walked back, and we forgot all about it for Buddy, the spider that we'd been feeding for months, and walked face first into its web, and freaked the fuck out.
Oh, God. Buddy the spider is what you called him? Mm-hmm. Like a Charlotte's Web action?
Yeah, but I feel like he was big enough to actually, like, maybe take us down.
Oy. That's even the same goes for. Have you guys ever seen one of those fuckers crawl out of your like a drain, tub or something? What are those things called? 1,000-leg Joneses.
No, because I would. If I did, I would have replaced my plumbing by now.
No, but they're apparently they're good for it. They're good for the plumbing. They eat a bunch of bugs.
Okay. Well, they'd eat a bunch of bleach if I was around.
Yeah. No, I don't like those either. And they move too fast. Like spiders move fast, but like I don't know. I feel like they're more easily trackable. Those 1,000-leg centipede, millipede thingies. Nope.
Yeah. All right. So short story: kill the spiders that you see around your house in the corner. Kill them. We need the smart spiders to have spider doggy style sex and spawn mini spiders, and we're good, right?
That's it. And that is your Fun Fact Friday.
Oh, right. Alan.
That's a lot of good facts.
That's a lot of good facts. Hell yeah. 1970. Mouse. Spiders fucking.
Spiders definitely kill the ones you see because they're dumb.
Yeah.
Spock spunk. Eat some bacon.
Spock spunk. Eat bacon.
Eat bacon when you're sad. Specific. And talking German.
Flat Earth is real.
Hollow Earth is realer.
Actually, it had to do with the cave in Vietnam, but
Hollow Earth. Sorry, I meant Hollow Earth. Yeah.
The Hollow Earth starts in Vietnam.
There's a cave in Vietnam that's really big. Hell yeah, folks!
Running down. Well, ladies and gents, thank you for joining us. You can find us, as always, on your favorite social media platforms. We're on Instagram and Twitter at MDL Classholes, and of course, we're on Facebook, the Zuck Book. As the Middle Classholes. And of course, for your streaming pleasures, please check us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And, if you're so tickled too, send us an email. Give us long form. None of this 160 characters. Give us some real meat and potatoes to read over. And maybe, just maybe, we'll send you $1, but probably not. And you can reach us for that at tickleourtummies@gmail.com.
And by the way, we got a second email.
Oh shit!
We're on a roll. Don't get too excited. It's from the same person who sent us the first email. Old Farmer Jinky writes this week, "Hey, once again, your podcast was wonderful, you awesome folks. If you could donate it to the Scouts, that might be enough to rejuvenate my dried up tear ducts. I'm glad I could take your email cherry. And was wondering how many belt buckles y'all have. How many, Alan? How many?
I actually do have two different belt buckles that are interchangeable.
Best of luck on the holiday weekend. Sincerely, Farmer Janky."
Was there a holiday?
Labor Day's
coming up.
Okay.
You know a Farmer Janky celebrates Labor Day.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. How many belt buckles do you guys have? Do you guys have belt buckles?
Interchangeable?
Yeah.
No, 0.
Oh.
All mine are intact.
I have one. It's a skull and crossbones.
Well, mine's not, but
but it's rather large, Alan. It's
Do any of you have any other? Like I used to do when I worked at this call center. I tried to jazz everybody up, and I started Western Wear Wednesdays. Garcia was there, and so I legitimately came in like jeans and boots, big belt buckle, some flannel tucked in. I even wore a vest that day. Like everybody was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I had this nifty buffalo nickel fucking bolo tie. It was just a buffalo nickel right here, and then a bolo tie. It was good stuff. Do you guys have any fun accessories?
Western Wednesday? No, not that.
Western Wear Wednesdays.
Not that would fill out Western Wear Wednesdays. No, no removable belt buckles. No universal parts that could create one. No.
No, Alan, I wear the same blue on blue every day of my goddamn life.
That's right.
Yeah, but you have to. They make you, don't they?
That's right.
Yeah.
You're a uniform man.
Yeah, that's all right.
Do you get to drop it? Do you get to drop it in like a laundry service bin for some poor schmuck who drives a truck to come in and like pick it up in a nylon bag?
No, she's not a poor schmuck. I married her.
Oh. Damn, the federal government doing you dirty. They can't even get you a Centos or a fucking.
So wait,
but I'll tell you.
You said okay. She washes your work blues, but she didn't wash your poopy diapers when you pooped your pants in the truck.
No, I mean I was man enough to do that myself, and by man enough, I mean I just threw them in the washer when it was empty and just waited for everything else to pile on top of it.
There's just poo stuck in the middle of his washer somewhere.
Stuck in the middle with poo.
Look, I'll just say I used a piece of paper. I touched a lot of paper all day, and I used a piece of paper to get the poo off, the visible poo off, and then it's fine.
I got that queued up on Instagram, by the way, tomorrow. So don't you worry. Coming at you. Murr poops his pants. Ha ha! At Instagram, at MDL Classholes. Enjoy. All right, folks, as always, Murr, Alan, Foxman, if you make a fake COVID card, you're a coward piece of shit, and I hope you get your nipples ripped off in a horrible bicycling accident. Have a good...
a terrible beaver accident robs you of your testicles.
That's right. And then sells them to other beavers in some sort of weird beaver trade. Good
Weird
night.
black market beaver.
Could be drinking in a bar or moonshine in a jar. 'Cause whiskey dick ain't something that I fear. And though it may be a thrill, don't take me fishing near a hill. Just ask Miss Smith, give me a big old glass of beer. 'Cause I get drunk most every day.